And we both know defensive stats aren't tracked as much as offensive. But hey, Evan, wins are wins. They speak for themselves. We'll see how Duke pulls this one out today versus UNC.
The Blue Devils 24-4. The Tar Heels 19-9. UNC, though, trying to sweep the season series. Tar Heels won at Carmichael 61-56 on January 19th. The steal and the score, and the Tar Heels strike first, courtesy of Alyssa Usby. Back in our Toyota starting lineups on Thursday after she missed too many games for Courtney Banghardt's liking. They're a different team when she's on the court and in rhythm.
Absolutely, they rebound better. Courtney Banghart telling us last game, telling me that her team got a little bit lazy when Usby was out of the rotation. She is the rebounding factor for them.
Cheyenne Day-Wilson over to the right wing, and Richardson airmails a long-range shot. North Carolina ball. Kara Lawson in her third season. There's the starting five. It's a full five again for Courtney Banghart, the quintet she's most comfortable with Hodgson and Usby both returning on Thursday night. And look, a 2-point loss to number 9 Virginia Tech is nothing to be ashamed of, despite the disappointment with how that last possession unfolded.
In my opinion, Virginia Tech might be the most well-rounded team in the ACC. As Usby gets the turnover for UNC. Not a good start for them. But she is the X factor. She had 16 points the last time they played Duke.
Not quite in her normal rhythm on Thursday. She had 5 turnovers in the 2-point loss. Another early Duke miscue. Hodgson to the foul line inside Usby, and it won't go.
And part of the reason, Evan, that Usby was so rusty on Thursday versus Virginia Tech, that was her first game back. She had missed 5 games as she comes down with that rebound. But it's good that she gets a game in under her belt before this one.
Well, the team's trading turnovers early here, Tab. 100 seconds in. Let's take a deep breath and take a look at the Ford keys to the game. What's most important today?
Well, let's go to North Carolina. Limit turnovers, and that's timely because, as you say, take a deep breath. They just turned the ball over for the second time in a row. For Duke, it's rebounding. They pride themselves in rebounding. That's how they get out in transition, start the run. That's how they like to play.
Corner 3 is good. And it doesn't take Duke 8 minutes to score here at Cameron in the Carolina-Duke matchup this season. It's Balagoon knocking down the triple, and then the rebound for Kennedy Brown after the quick Carolina miss.
Coach Lawson told us prior to the game that she'd be happy if her team scored in the first 2 minutes. It took them 2 minutes and 7 seconds.
Kennedy Ty Williams catching the outlet, knocking down the jumper.
Todd Williams so dangerous in transition on that one dribble pull-up. That's where she likes to play. That's her sweet spot.
Celeste Taylor. In the words of her coach, the best defensive player in the ACC. This is that 3 rebounded by Hodgson in traffic. And Eva brings it up the floor. In rhythm. No good for Todd Williams. Rebound Richardson. The Canadian point guard, Cheyenne Day-Wilson, will earn a couple free throws.
Day-Wilson had 24 the last time they saw UNC in the loss. She knows she has to come up big. She's aggressive from starting this one.
Day-Wilson had a couple big stretches in that game. 14 of her 24 were in the fourth quarter as Duke battled back. It was an interesting game when they met about 5-6 weeks ago over in Chapel Hill. Duke got off to an incredibly slow start, and the Blue Devils won the second quarter 16-9. Tar Heels outscored Duke by 9 in the third quarter. Duke won the fourth, but it was too little too late.
And that game was especially important for Duke because that was their first ACC loss of the season that the Tar Heels handed them.
Well, it's been an up and down season for UNC. Remember, they started conference play 0-3 at the turn of the calendar to the new year. And Courtney Banghart's club won 8 in a row. And then they got banged up. And they're just 2-4 in their last 6. They end up 10-7. They're certainly capable of beating the best teams in the league. They've beaten 5 ranked teams this year.
And Evan, those numbers coincide with Hodgson and Usby being out due to injury.
Couple chances, both unable to convert. Blue Devils 1-for-6 start with 3 turnovers. Carolina also with 3 early turns. Tar Heels 2 of 5. Deja Kelly, smooth.
Tough shot by Deja Kelly because Duke was really packing it in the paint, making it hard for UNC to penetrate at all. But UNC doing a good job rotating the ball around that 3-point arc and breaking down the defense.
Of course, this game going on simultaneously with Notre Dame at Louisville as Balogun missed the jumper. Duke controls its destiny to be the top seed. Notre Dame could share the title with a win if Duke can also get the victory at home.
Duke caught a break there because Eva Hodgson, who was a 3-point shooter, a certified one, was wide open in transition. Was able to step into a shot.
Reach and foul on Carolina. First on Todd Williams. Duke Blue Devils 24-4. As you said in the open, they make their reputation about their defense. 3rd in the nation and fewest points allowed. Kara Lawson is proud how this group has come together, playing a lot of players. The bad pass there. McPherson just into the game. Fouled on her way in transition by Cheyenne Day-Wilson.
I'll tell you this much, Evan. McPherson, since she's been back from injury, has been a welcome sight for UNC. She gets the interception there, takes it the full length of the court and just outstretches the ball in transition so the defense can't get it. They have no choice but to foul it.
Taylor's first crack at the Blue Devils. She was not yet healthy enough to play back on January 19th when they first met this year. Today's her 9th game of the season. And this is both free throws. Rebound battled for by Usby, but Day-Wilson leads the break. Balogun back outside. Jordan Oliver into the game for the first time. And looking for her. Taylor's pass off the mark. This is not the typical Blue Devils offense. Not to say that they're a Showtime offense either, but this has been a difficult start for Duke, to put it lightly.
Yeah, we talked about UNC handling Duke's pressure, but it's almost like UNC has taken some of that defensive tenacity and said, listen, we're going to give you a taste of your own medicine. They've got the Duke Blue Devils a bit rattled to start this one off.
And yet their defense at this end of the court keeps them close. Taylor, 3 turnovers already for her. Carolina's a pretty good defensive team, too. Offensive rebound for Day-Wilson. Taylor on the restart, knocks it in.
It was the rebounding that allowed the Blue Devils to have a second opportunity. Coach Lawson talked to us about how her team needs those second opportunities. They need to be able to score. Good job there extending the possession.
Before the shot, traveling on Usby.
A bit of rust there for Usby, trying to step in rhythm in her shot.
Well, they start 1 for 8 with 5 turnovers, but they lead by 2. When we come back, we'll take a look at the pass for this Carolina great, Deja Kelly. She's been doing that for a long time. 8 possessions, and yet they've scored more points already than they had in the first quarter at Carmichael.
Well, I think the other part of that is UNC. They've got 4 steals in this game so far. UNC is number 3 in the league in steals per game, so they're rattling Duke a bit much. But Duke right now, taking some of their own advice, need to get poised and settle in this one.
contact on the rebound action. Out of bounds off Carolina. Nia Heidi, Kaya Coruscant into the game for the Blue Devils. Along with Vanessa De Jesus, the longest tenured member of this Duke team. There's Vanessa, the junior from Valencia, California. De Jesus takes it and makes it.
De Jesus just did a nice job of keeping her dribble alive. Deja Kelly got dinged on the first screen, was able to recover, but it was on the re-screen where De Jesus came off, attacked that top foot, and was able to pull up for the jump shot.
Been about 2.5 minutes since Carolina scored. Hodgson with 5 to shoot. Keeps her dribble alive from her knees. To beat the buzzer, McPherson circles it down.
Boy, oh boy, McPherson was big Thursday night versus Virginia Tech. She's just picking up where she left off. She is aggressive to start this game, defensively and offensively.
How about Hodgson maintaining the dribble there?
I would have lost that ball and traveled all over the place. Excellent job by Hodgson.
Incredible poise. Clock winding down at the other end. 6 for the Blue Devils. De Jesus slits it. Jumper, friendly roll. Nia Heidi in the book.
I tell you, De Jesus handled herself well. She was falling down through the double team, was able to split it and still find Heidi.
Kelly missed the runner. Usby battling on the glass, inadvertently kicked her teammate. Finally a whistle. It'll be Duke ball.
Boy, all the bodies on the floor. But Eva Hodgson, look at her keep her dribble alive. Falls on the floor, gets back up with the defender, and still finds her teammate for the assist. McPherson doing an excellent job completing the play.
Heck of a play by Hodgson. And what we've seen from McPherson in the month that she's played, she is a tough shot maker. She can make open shots too, but some players just have a knack for the off-balance bucket.
She was a McDonald All-American. I mean, she basically missed the last 2 years rehabbing an injury.
Another chance in the offensive glass. Blue Devils have 5 second chance points, but they're not able to add to it. Now the 5th Carolina turnover on the McPherson travel.
And you'll take that if you're Coach Banghart, or at least my opinion you will, because you've got Alyssa Usby, who's just getting back and finding that rhythm with McPherson. Only 1 game under her belt, previously missed the last 5. You want to allow them to get in there, make those mistakes, and get back in rhythm and find that chemistry.
Oliver finally uses the dribble. Up and under. No good for Coruscant. Missed a couple. And a jump ball tie-up on the rebound action. They'll go back the other way to Carolina.
Boy, oh boy, Evan, how many times have we seen bodies on the floor? Coruscant gets her own rebound, doesn't get either opportunity to go, and then right here, 3 bodies going for the ball, all on the floor. How many times have we seen bodies on the floor so far in this game? We're still in the first quarter.
McPherson trapped in the backcourt. Fortunate to find Paulina Paris. And that's a dangerous pass caught by Kelly right in front of Kara Lawson. Usby over to Kelly. Air ball. Outlet pass incomplete, looking for Jackson. McPherson, another tough shot. Contact, but no call. Nice job by Coruscant going straight up.
Boy, oh boy, McPherson wants the moment, though. I'll tell you that. She is being aggressive at both ends.
Kara Lawson calling the play. Oliver glanced back at her coach. Final minute here in the first. Wide open in the corner. Offensive rebound up and in for Nia Heidi.
There were 2 Tar Heel jerseys there, but the issue was neither one of them boxed Heidi out, and she was able to out-jump them and get a second opportunity at it.
Largest lead so far for Duke. Tar Heels just won for their last 7. Final seconds of the first. McPherson, make it Kelly, no. And Duke wins the opening quarter by 6.
The Tar Heels definitely need to get some offensive rhythm. They are 0 for their last 5 in this game, but Duke doing a nice job giving themselves second opportunities at the rim. The reason why they built a nice 6-point lead second quarter coming up after this.
Burrow.
I mean, isn't this crazy how on the last day of the regular season, we still don't know exactly what outcomes. Like, usually the top 4 are set at this point. We still don't know who those top 4 are going to be. And the first 2 games of the day are indicative of what's going to happen. Crazy.
Makes it fun. Second quarter begins with a miss from Oliver and a rebound from Usby. Half of Duke's points in the first quarter, Tabitha, were second chance points. So if not for the offensive glass and the struggles of the defensive glass, Carolina would be ahead.
Yeah, they're winning the rebounding battle 16-9. Duke is, exactly. So I can only guess what Coach Banghart told her team in that last huddle as Destiny Adams takes it the length of the baseline, one-on-one, and completes it.
Her first points against Duke this season. 8 points in the first, the Tar Heels' fewest in a first quarter all year. 29th time in 29 games that Duke's held an opponent to single digits in a quarter. They do it usually once a game.
And right there, they had a one-and-done shot. Paulina Parrish went and got the rebound, but finally UNC boxed out and only allowed 1 opportunity for the possession for Duke.
I wonder if Paulina Parrish could be an X factor today. She had some really good games during the season, the young point guard from New York. Usby double team, lost her footing, and traveled.
Alyssa Usby gave Duke all they could handle the last time. She dropped 16 points. She led in rebounding, and she was a transition beast. And so they've got their eyes on Alyssa Usby now that UNC has their full arsenal back because they know the damage she can do. She drew a double team right there.
Two points, 4 rebounds so far for Usby, but also 3 turnovers. And there's Duke's 7th giveaway. Make no mistake, these two teams play incredibly fierce defense. Early in the season, Courtney Banghart said her offense lagged behind their defense because they focused so much of their time on defense to really get that cemented into their identity. Kind of midway through the season is when the offense started to become a little bit more refined. Oh, how about that hustle? Reagan Richardson diving on the floor, comes up with a steal. Absorbs the bump, all the way to the bucket, missed the layup. Day Wilson back out. Oh, and Jackson wasn't looking for the pass.
Unforced turnovers. Reagan Richardson did an excellent job extending the possession. Day Wilson got the offensive rebound. And look at the bodies on the floor. Reagan Richardson was the first body down there, got the turnover, led the break in transition, but unfortunately, Duke couldn't handle it. And it was the communication, the unforced turnover.
I think Jackson might have been looking back at Carol Lawson toward the Duke bench.
Yeah.
The pass went her way and whizzed right by her head. 3 won't go for Paulina Parrish. Rebound for Balagoon.
The box out, though, by Celeste Taylor is the reason why that shot was one and done. Nice job.
Too strong for Day Wilson. Kelly the other way. McPherson, too quick. Little spicy. Looking for Paris.
That would have been a nice pass, Evan. I got into it on that one, but the pass from McPherson, she split the defenders. It was a little bit too far ahead for Paulina Parrish, but it's the vision for me.
Each team has 5 field goals. Each team has 8 turnovers. Offensive foul.
It was McPherson's tenacity to get through the screen. She created the contact from the screener, and she sold it to the referee, which is the reason why the ball is going back in the Tar Heels' favor.
Kennedy Brown picked up the foul. Her first. McPherson to Paris.
Paulina Paris just has a next play mentality. She is not fearful at all. She gets in there. She wants the ball in her hands. And that's why Coach Banghart trusts her on the floor.
Paulina has been hot from the outside lately. 8 of her last 15 from 3. And Usby wanted a jump ball, but it will be a foul on Destiny Adams.
Both Usby and Paris were able to get their hands in there, but the body contact came in with Destiny Adams. But they closed in on the driver, didn't allow him to go anywhere.
Wide open. Taylor missed it. Blue Devils now 5 for 23. 22%. Kelly comes up short. Tar Heels are 6 of 18.
Kennedy Brown's length affected that shot. She was right there to meet Kelly off the screen when she came around. Affected her vision.
Smooth jumper there. Balogun with her second bucket. Today, the 119th game of Liz Balogun's career. Journey it's been from Atlanta to Louisville to Durham. Growing up in Nigeria. Pretty good defense there from Brown and the Blue Devils.
Excellent defense there. Brown definitely handled the speed of Deja Kelly.
McPherson picks Taylor's pocket, and the foul is on Celeste Taylor.
Now, McPherson was a difference the last time where she didn't play, and right here, the defense by Kennedy Brown, she got a piece of that and blocked that shot. Ball going in the other direction, and right here, McPherson does an excellent job, taps the ball out of Taylor's hands, then gets on the floor and corrals it, gathers it, ball going back in the Tar Heel favor.
It's amazing what Kayla McPherson is doing when you consider that she went 800 days between basketball games because of multiple injuries.
808 to be exact as they turn the ball over. But boy, oh boy, has she been a welcome sight for the Tar Heels, averaging almost 10 points a game and has only played 8 games this season. Look at how she is out there. She is so tenacious and after the ball, you think she'd been here the whole season.
Oh, great battle for position. Kennedy Brown gets the easy 2. Harris inside for Usby. Triple team comes. Usby gets the pass back to McPherson while falling down. Now setting the screen. McPherson rejected. Balogun the block. Taylor back to Balogun. Inside against Usby, turns it over. Numbers for Carolina. Behind the back, Wise.
Kara Lawson wisely telling her team, slow it down. What a series of events we just saw.
Make the easy pass. Day Wilson using the Balogun screen. Good block out from McPherson. Both teams could take a deep breath here. Usby open. Just a 28% three-point shooter this year. She's only made 8 threes. Wanting to get the better shot. Hodgson traveled.
Nice defense there by Day Wilson to not allow the stronger Hodgson anything or any easy shot.
11 turnovers for each team. 3:23 left in the half.
A Hooper.
What was it like in the scouting report getting ready to compete against her?
Help and more help. Help side defense. That was the gist of the story. When she penetrates, pay attention so that you can get there and slide over and help and we don't get beat.
Well, the Duke Blue Devils could add to their illustrious history here today. Not doing themselves any favors at the offensive end, but the defensive end has been Duke's bread and butter all season long.
You know, Evan, both teams just won't let each other get settled. Both teams just turning each other over constantly, not allowing any kind of offensive rhythm.
Taylor. Rebounded in traffic by Todd Williams. Usby flailing around. She's all right, though, and able to get it to Toddy. A lot of bodies tumbling on the court in this first half, Tab. Talaboys at each end are getting a lot of work.
I mean, it's the last game of the season. It decides a lot of marbles. Both teams want it.
Hodgson to Usby. Double comes, and it's a double dribble.
Alyssa Usby was a bit frustrated with herself after the Virginia Tech game. Knows that she can give her team a lot more. And she's definitely putting forth the effort right here. Gets the pass from Hodgson, but double dribbles when the double team comes. And I'm going to credit that to a little bit of rust, missing 5 straight games prior to the Virginia Tech game.
Day Wilson lost the dribble, recovers at the top of the key. A lot of contact that's being let go at both ways, and it's a 3-second violation. Now each team with 13 first-half turnovers.
And both teams with 7 points off those turnovers, so they're equally turning each other over, like we mentioned, and not allowing any kind of offensive rhythm to happen. And now Duke is coming at Carolina with the press.
Not letting the Tar Heels settle into a half-court possession comfortably, that's for sure. Eva Hodgson. Taylor goes down. No whistle. She gets back up and blocks the shot.
What a play by Taylor.
Now leading the break. Taylor lost it on her way up. It was deflected by Poole and will stay with Duke.
What a play by Celeste Taylor. My goodness. So right here, she falls down, tries to take the charge, gets up, then cleanly blocks the shot on the player that she was defending. If that's not a top defensive player in the nation, I don't know what is. Give that girl a break.
Wow. This has been riveting. Not necessarily great offensive basketball, but you can feel the intensity. Oliver inside, Balogun short, gets it back and scores.
Balogun with the quick bunny. She knew the defense was coming and she had to get that ball up quick and out of her fingertips. Got the second one to go.
Largest lead of the half for Duke. Blue Devils looking for their 13th ACC regular season title. Big shot for Carolina to get back within 4.
I'm going to start calling Destiny Adams twinkle toes. That was a pretty 3-point shot. Nice range from the post player.
Just the 11th 3 of Adams' season, 29 games. Richardson lost it on the way up. Shot clock is off. Deja Kelly letting the time tick away. Neither team has scored double-digit points to this point in this quarter. Todd Williams bumped by Richardson.
But a good job by Todd Williams there, being patient, slowing the play down, and waiting for Richardson's closeout. She closed out not under control, and Todd Williams recognized it and attacked it, drew the foul.
That's the 3rd team foul. Blue Devils still have one to give. Slew of substitutions coming in for these final 6.6 seconds. McPherson flips it in. Todd Williams to Adams. Destiny Adams spins into the double team and missed it. And Duke will take a 4-point lead into the half.
Both teams with 13 turnovers. Both teams 7 points off those turnovers. Both teams got to clean it up.
Low-scoring defensive struggle. Kind of what we expected. 11th ranked Duke leads 22nd ranked Carolina by 4. Pat Summitt, who in 38 years as coach at Tennessee, won 16 SEC regular season titles. Kara Lawson, the starting point guard on 4 of those teams, and achieving that level of success took some sage advice from the legendary Pat Summitt.
One of the things that she did for me was hold me accountable and hold me to a standard. And in doing so, it was very challenging. And there were days where it felt unattainable, but she pushed me and she, made me meet it. And I'm very appreciative of that, because what happens over time when someone does that for you, it could be a parent, it could be a teacher, it could be a coach. What happens over time is you begin to be able to meet the standard without someone pushing you to it. When someone is pushing you to it over time, you become independent and able to do that for yourself. And so having had that experience of playing for her, that made me independently able to hold myself to that high standard. And now as a coach, my goal is what hers was to challenge my players and to hold them to a standard that sometimes will feel unattainable, but over time they're going to be able to do it for themselves when they leave Duke. And that's ideally what one of the main goals is as a coach, is to be able to have your players be inspired to reach their potential, and then ideally they are able to go off and inspire other people to reach their potential when they leave playing for you.
The basketball this year, they've been held to single digits 5 times in those 112 quarters. They scored 8 in the first, 8 in the second today. You think the offense will come alive here in the third?
I think the defense for both teams is going to dig in and make it even uglier in the second half is what I think.
Reagan Richardson down the alley. No, and Usby pulls down her 5th rebound of the game. Destiny Adams is Carolina's leading scorer. She's got 5 points. Begins the second half on the bench. Elizabeth Balagoon has 7 for Duke to lead the Blue Devils. 9 to shoot. Hodgson passes up the 3. The runner, no good. On the glass, Poole draws the foul after a strong offensive rebound.
Kennedy Brown and Celeste Taylor kind of just looked at each other, gave each other a high five with a somewhat dejected look, because they knew that the defense had been broken down on that play. They were in their zone, almost got a broken play out of it, but missed the box out.
Another offensive rebound for Poole. 3rd chance, not the charm. Balagoon and Taylor not on the same page.
Yeah, Taylor a little frustrated, looked right at Coach Lawson for next play and how do we set up, because again, their offense can't find any rhythm.
Usby traveled on the catch. Full court pressure paying dividends.
Yeah, Usby's just a step off beat in this game, and I keep reiterating, not as an excuse, but because I know the caliber of player that Usby is. She missed 5 games prior to the last one, and she looks like she's a step slow or behind in reacting.
Balagoon for 3.
Step slow on that one with the closeout for Balagoon. She inks that one, nothing but net.
Duke matches its largest lead up 7. Duke basketball has not lost at Cameron Indoor Stadium this year. And that's the women and the men as Usby converts.
Hopefully that gets Usby and the offense for UNC into some kind of rhythm. She looked in rhythm on that shot, but stepped into it.
After the win last night for John Shire's men's program, the Duke men and women are 28-0. Only school undefeated in both. And, of course, I don't need to remind Duke and Carolina fans the last loss in this building. Carolina spoiled Coach K's farewell game here last year. Offensive foul called on Day Wilson. Kelly took the hit.
Deja Kelly just dug in right here on defense, locked in, squared up, and look at that top foot by Deja Kelly. Day Wilson tried to penetrate and attack, but Day Wilson hedged at an angle and was able to cut her off and drew the charge.
I'm not sure a Carolina win today would compare to spoiling Coach K's final game, or that Duke men's team playing the way it was, but this would be pretty substantial to potentially deny the Blue Devils a regular season title.
It would definitely come close, that's for sure.
Now, if Duke and Notre Dame both lose, then Virginia Tech could get in the mix for the regular season title as well. But if it is a three-way tie atop the league, Duke would remain the #1 seed, courtesy of the tiebreaker. Taylor short, hustles for her own rebound, but saves it to Hodgson. Taylor sprinting back, but no one stopped the ball. It's an offensive foul on Usby, clearing the way.
Yeah, Alyssa Usby running in transition, used her body
like a fullback.
Like a fullback as a screener, and just cleared the lane out. You can't do that. Offensive foul. And let's take another look at it. Look at Usby hold back Kennedy Brown like it's a box out that allows Hodgson the even lane or the open lane. Offensive foul.
Missed, handled. Hodgson the other way again to Usby. Carolina about to shoot its third and fourth free throws of the game.
And this is where you need your vets. And Hodgson and Usby did a nice job there of slowing down and taking her time to create the contact and get that shot. They had the fast break in transition, got it to Usby, and she just took a beat and drew in that contact.
Reagan Richardson did just pick up her third foul as Usby makes the first free throw of the day for Carolina. 5 points, 5 rebounds, 7 turnovers for Usby. The junior from Rochester, Minnesota. 1 of 2. Rebound pulled down by Heidi. Day Wilson with a skip to her step. Pushed back outside by the dual defense of Kelly and Hodgson. Through the Balogun screen. Kelly continues to work and then commits the lazy reach and foul.
Well, credit Day Wilson, who kept her dribble alive and made the defense chase her around, running off some of this clock.
I think the story for Duke this year is not just that they're 24-4, but how they've done it. They're 13-0 at home. 11 of those wins are by double figures. They've dominated in this building. Jump ball tie-up will go the other way to the Tar Heels. And defensively, I think it's fair to say they're dominating today. Holding Carolina to 19 points in 23.5 minutes.
Well, Duke is being held to 23 points, so both teams just doing a nice job defensively, but you're right, the rebounding for Duke is off the charts, 27-18, leading the way.
Todd Williams gets her own rebound and then missed the stick back and then fouled Day Wilson on the baseline.
If someone were to turn this game on right now, they would look at this score and say, wow, that's a low-scoring game for the third quarter. Where's the offense? And my response to that is the defense has just been that great in this one. Both these teams can score the ball. I mean, these are college players full of All-Americans. Both these teams can score the ball, but the defense has been that good to where they won't allow any offensive rhythm on either side.
Tar Heels average 71 points a game. Got with 4 minutes into the second half. Usby all the way.
Nice finish from Usby. You had Taylor storming down the court, looking like she was going to block it, and she can get that. Usby just focused in and completed easy, too.
Duke has turned it over 5 times in the last 3 minutes. And there's the 6th offensive foul on Heidi.
And right here, Alyssa Usby gets the steal, anticipates the pass, takes it the full length, sees Taylor on her hip, and just focuses in. She's off balance underneath the basket. Nice job by Usby to finish that one.
20th turnover of the game for Duke. They average 15 normally. Duke and Carolina is different. Always has been. Always will be. Kelly gets it back. 5 to shoot. Slipping the screen. Poole lays it in. And we're tied at 23.
Play ran to perfection. UNC used the screen, rotated it once around the arc, broke down the defense, and was able to find Poole on the slip.
7 straight for Carolina. Oliver to the corner. Celeste Taylor finds her spot. Rebound tipped out, controlled by Day Wilson. Offensive foul. Hodgson got to the spot to take the charge.
And Deja Kelly comes over to help Hodgson up. Got the team fired up. Hodgson just sacrifices her body and takes the charge. But on the other end before that, Anya Poole slips the screen past the double team. Does a nice job tying the game up 23-all. Stick with us. Right.
But in her words, Eva didn't want to pay to go to the Ivy League. So she got a scholarship at William & Mary and re-recruited her at Carolina. Now a chance to knock off Duke and Cameron to deny him a title. And the Tar Heels take their first lead since the score was 6-5.
It's almost like they found their chemistry late in this game. The extra pass got them the easy 2, and now they've got the lead in this one and the momentum.
Duke only has 3 points in this third quarter, and the drought continues.
And this is what happens when the momentum goes in your favor. Right here, Todd Williams finds in the extra pass from McPherson, splits the 2 defenders, and allows that to go from a good shot to a great shot.
22nd Duke turnover is a new season high, surpassing the 21 they had against Northwestern back in the non-conference.
Carolina with 14 points off of those 22 turnovers, so capitalizing really well.
And look, Tab, they got 23 points, 22 turnovers. They're down by 2, with a championship very much within their grasp on their home court where they haven't lost all year.
Another anomaly.
They're a team full of surprises. Usby can't connect, rebounded by Coruscant.
Good job defending by Coruscant. She allowed only 1 shot, then boxed out, and went and got the rebound.
Oliver, Jackson, Coruscant, DeJesus, and Brown. Pretty good actions from Duke, but Carolina's not fooled by any of it. Clock winding down. DeJesus ties the game.
Good defense, even better offense. Todd Williams read that, got through the screen. She knew the play, but DeJesus did a nice job of keeping her vision alive and just took the shot when she created space.
First Duke field goal after a 5.5-minute drought. Todd Williams didn't really get the pass to Kelly, and she calls the timeout sprawled across the Cameron indoor court.
Courtney Banghart ran over to call the timeout as well.
Take a deep breath, everybody. 3:03 to play in the third. Carolina and Duke tied at 25.
This puts the...
Not great offense, but plenty of drama with Duke and Carolina even at 25 apiece. Time for a Coyote tractor turning point after trailing by 7. Usby the steal, the score to completely change the momentum.
And this is how you turn your defense into offense. Carolina doing a good job. When the offensive chemistry wasn't there, what did they do? They dug in defensively, got some steals, and in transition, they got momentum in their favor, did a nice job of making the extra pass. And that's the reason why they went on the run and are able to tie this game up heading into the fourth, or 3 minutes left in the third, should I say.
And this is after the Duke Blue Devils played, in Kara Lawson's words, one of their more complete games of the year in a 15-point win over NC State. They out-rebounded the Wolfpack by 19. They destroyed the Wolfpack in terms of second chance points. Different story today for Kara Lawson's team. That's 22-0 this year when leading at the half. They were up 20-16 at halftime. We're now tied 25-all. Late here in the third. Update from Louisville. The Cardinals have a 6-point lead midway through the third quarter on Notre Dame. Virginia Tech, who plays later this afternoon, is eavesdropping on these games, perhaps thinking, well, he might have a chance to win a regular season title too. Kelly, rebounded by Coruscant.
Forresdale, nice job again, boxing out and allowing only one possession, no second chance opportunities for the Tar Heels. Tar Heels have 0 second chance points in this game.
Brown pivots, rejected by Poole.
Excellent, excellent defense there by Anya Poole.
Foul on Brown in the backcourt.
She didn't foul when Kennedy Brown had nowhere to go. Double team and help side defense came, but then when Brown still made the offensive move, Poole was there to go straight up and block the shot without fouling.
Big time block from Anya Poole. Part of this Tar Heel junior class that has transformed the program. I mean, we were chatting with Kara Lawson in her office earlier about the group that, you know, with very little belief in what the program had done recently, came to Duke to completely change the culture. And for Courtney Banghart, this junior class of Poole, Kelly, Todd Williams, and Usby, a transformative quartet in Chapel Hill.
They've been able to play together for a few seasons now and have gotten some rhythm under their belt as Kelly knocks down the second free throw. And then for Duke, talking to Kara Lawson about how her practices are run, how everybody competes for a position. They play it like it's a scrimmage in practice and like it's live action in the game. So everybody's able to compete for a position. That's why they have that 10-player rotation.
DeJesus would have given Duke the lead. Heidi can't corral it, and it'll be Carolina ball. Tricky spot to inbound it from. Usby gets it into Kelly.
Duke trying not to allow UNC to get into that full court offensive set. Want to play them in the half court where they have a chance to defend them.
Poole again slipped the screen. Poole up and under, missed it. Another rebound for Heidi, her 5th. A win for the Blue Devils would clinch the #1 seed in the ACC tournament. Jackson to the basket.
Good recognition by Jackson to see as she turned that corner, she had the bigger post player in Poole on her. Just attack that top foot rounding the corner. Poole didn't stand a chance.
Around and out. And a strong rebound for Coruscant. Duke looking to retake the lead as the clock ticks toward a minute to play here in the third. Oliver. And a foul called on Carolina. McPherson.
And I think McPherson picked up that foul because she's trying to feel where the screener is. And when you do that, you stick your hand out to feel for the body. She might have grabbed and wrapped around, trying to get around the screens for momentum.
Jackson just scored her first basket of the game. Clock winding down on DeJesus and Duke. DeJesus flipped it toward the hoop. Heidi had a chance, knocked away.
Boy, oh boy, Anya Poole's defense coming up big down the stretch.
Sure is. 11-second difference between the game and shot clock. Kelly to the corner. Kennedy, Todd Williams for two.
Todd Williams wanted the foul. She just up and elevated over the defense. Good take.
Tar Heels in front. 7 seconds to go in the third. DeJesus, tough shot, and a foul called.
DeJesus right now is having to handle a lot of pressure handling the ball for Duke. Did a good job of keeping her vision alive, keeping her dribble alive, because it seems like nothing's open.
This will be just the third and fourth free throw attempts of the game for the Blue Devils. Big shot for Vanessa DeJesus. Her 62nd game in a Duke jersey. They're tied at 29. 3 seconds for Kelly. Behind the back. From half court. And we will be even at 29 as we take the turn for home. 10 more minutes. Duke and Carolina. Can you ask for anything more? Be the #1 seed. And on Friday, we'll play the winner of Syracuse and State. Either way, get your popcorn ready.
Man, it's going to be a game regardless, because there are no easy teams in the ACC, whether they're ranked or not, whether at the top or the bottom. We've seen this season quite a few upsets.
Blue Devils scored 6 in the second quarter, 9 in the third quarter. First time all season held to single digits in back-to-back quarters, but Celeste Taylor begins the fourth with a triple.
Boy, I tell you, Celeste Taylor, she knows how to make a timely bucket. Remember the last game that they saw each other back in January, Evan? Celeste Taylor didn't knock down her first shot until 30 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, but it was a timely bucket all the same.
McPherson to the basket, no. Rebound for Duke and Cheyenne Day-Wilson. Looking ahead, Richardson tried to lay it back, and Todd Williams was there to take it away.
Yeah, Richardson's momentum was going all the way off the court. She tried to get it back in, but there were two baby blue jerseys waiting for her to intercept the pass.
There's plenty of Carolina blue interspersed in the Cameron crowd, as you can barely hear the whistle over the boisterous noise. Foul's going on Celeste Taylor. It's her second. First team foul here in the fourth quarter.
Taylor trying not to allow us be any positioning on that lower block, just down there battling.
Todd Williams poked away. Good hands by Richardson to knock that ball loose.
Evan, I wish there was a stat for deflections, because the amount of deflections that I've seen today that have altered the trajectory of the ball, it's a lot.
It's been the story of Duke season, hasn't it? So many positive attributes that are not really quantifiable. And Balogun lays it in to extend the Blue Devil lead.
It was the chemistry between Balogun and Day-Wilson.
Offensive foul on Kelly in the backcourt.
And now the momentum back in Duke's favor. Celeste Taylor got herself going with that made three a possession ago, and now draws the offensive foul from Carolina, gets the possession back in Duke's favor.
Blue Devils have scored the last 7 points and have a chance to add to their lead. Deja Kelly ties her sneaker. Day-Wilson pulls up, puts it in.
Wow. Day-Wilson wants this moment, Evan. She wanted the ball in her hands, and she wanted the shot. It was nothing but net.
Tar Heels now facing some adversity and nearly a steal, but instead it's a foul on Richardson, and it's number 4 on Reagan Richardson.
And Reagan Richardson is somebody who Duke really needs to stay in the game. She is a big-time rebounder, and this is going to affect some of the rhythm and the chemistry as Coach tries to talk to her about how to not pick up those fouls, because they need her on the floor right now with 7:49 left in this game.
The 105th meeting between Duke and Carolina in women's hoops, heading down to the wire. Inside, it's Poole. She threw it off the foot of Brown, but no whistle. Banghart with her hands in the air. Oliver lost it on the catch. Carolina will be Duke ball.
And Jordan Oliver just hits her chest and says, "My bad, I couldn't handle the pass." And at the same time, Celeste Taylor is hitting herself on the chest saying, "I should have shot it."
Courtney Banghart takes a timeout. Duke on a 9-0 run with a championship in sight. Timeout was taken by Courtney Banghart. Tar Heels out here playing defense. Duke inbounds on the baseline. Reagan Richardson remains on the bench with the 4 personals.
That was close. McPherson almost intercepted that one.
Brown hands it back off to Day Wilson. Oliver, 7 to shoot, deep 3. And it hit the hanging rope wire, part of the basket stanchion high above the goal.
And that might have seemed like a deep shot to some, but Day Wilson has practiced and hit that shot at a high clip. She can definitely knock that one down.
Acrobatic kick ball there by Balogun, knocking it in the press row. By the way, Kevin, I had the privilege of sitting on press row for the Duke men's game last night. It was
I saw.
my first time sitting on press row. It is a wild roller coaster ride.
I can clearly see from this game how crazy it gets down there. Thanks for the invite, by the way.
Pardon me? You didn't get that text? I had bad cell service, I think, when I texted you.
I got this text.
6 to shoot, missed 3, rebounded by Usby. Alyssa Usby with a huge bucket for Carolina.
Long shots, long rebounds, no one boxed out. Alyssa Usby just went for the ball, allowed Carolina a second chance at it.
5-point game. Oliver. Usby now with 9 points, 7 rebounds. Kelly kicks it. 11 to shoot still. Hodgson back outside. Usby's going to have to shoot it. Instead, she turns it over.
Too unselfish right there. Too many passes. The clock gets under 8 seconds. It needs to be in the point guard's hands, and she takes it in.
That's the 20th Tar Heel turnover of the day. Balogun. Another deep 3. And rebounded by Hodgson.
Too many long shots, too many long rebounds. That was the second deep 3 by Day Wilson. We know she can hit that shot. However, you want to get the ball moving to break down the defense a bit more so that you have positioning for your rebounders.
Midway through this 4th quarter. Poole will take it. Oliver the rebound. And a foul on Carolina in the backcourt against Usby.
Not a smart foul from Alyssa Usby. It's only her second, but she came over for help side, and now she's exiting the game.
Well, look, she didn't play for an extended stretch. And then she came back and played 33 minutes on Thursday. And now here 3 days later, a noon tip-off. And Usby has played 33 of the game's 35 minutes.
I think she's trying to just catch her breath a bit. It's almost like she's trying to settle back into her normal rhythm, normal flow of the game. How they had to bounce back, and she completely revamped the team. There's only one player in Vanessa De Jesus who was here during that rebuild, so completely rebuilding the team with their numbers increasing and jumping off the page.
Eric Lively, Tyrese Proctor among several Duke men's basketball players in the house supporting the Duke women. Celeste Taylor gives it away.
Stifling defense by Eva Hodgson. She allowed nothing.
Paulina Paris gives it to Deja Kelly. Kelly looking to get to her spot. Swarming defense from Taylor. And Celeste Taylor pulls down her 5th rebound of the game. Now both Taylor and Usby have 8 turnovers. But one of them's going to win the game and forget about that stat line immediately. Cheyenne Day Wilson. Again, the clock winding down. Taylor in and out.
What a blow. This place was ready to explode if that three would have went down for Celeste Taylor. She was in rhythm.
Who's going to make the big shot for Carolina? Before the shot, it's a foul called on Jordan Oliver. 3rd Duke team foul here in the 4th.
And for Oliver, she's got to move her feet a bit faster. If you are going to get beat by Deja Kelly every time she rounds off that screen, well, now you can't go over the top anymore. You need to go through and hedge at an angle.
Louisville still clinging to a 4-point lead against Notre Dame. And free throws here for Paris.
And you can clearly see what the Tar Heels are trying to do in the last 3.5 minutes of this game. They've gotten the memo from Coach Banghart to take the ball inside, put your head down and attack the paint, get a high percentage shot, and possibly draw a foul while stopping the clock.
Kennedy Brown just picked up her 4th foul. Harris ends a 3-minute scoring drought for the Tar Heels. For Duke, it's been a scoring drought presently of 4 minutes and 28 seconds. 3-point game.
Those 2 free throws were clutch. There were a couple missed ones on Thursday that came back to bite the Tar Heels in the butt, making sure they knock them down the stretch in this one.
The thing about ACC women's basketball, in most cases, you have a heartbreaking result on Thursday. Less than 72 hours later, you're back at it with a rivalry game just a few miles down the road. Oliver off Brown's hands. They rule it. Duke ball. Courtney Banghart from the other end of the floor thought it was the other way. Let's take a look.
And it almost looked like Brown.
I think that went off Brown's knee.
Yeah, it went off her knee, and she was patting her chest saying, "My bad," walking the other way.
Taylor can't make the 3, and a foul called on Oliver on the rebound action. And that's the 5th team foul of the quarter, which will send Carolina to the line.
And this is where emotions have to be kept in check, because you've got players after each basket missed hanging their heads. Everything's a little bit over-exaggerating, and they're putting a lot into it because they want to win this game, but you got to be able to stay in it and stay locked in. There's still just over 3 minutes left.
They're checking in with the scorer's table. It will be 2 shots for Paulina Paris, a freshman from Congers, New York. Smooth. make it a one-point game. Duke 36, North Carolina 35. 3 minutes to play in the regular season finale. Adams knocks it away, but she's called for the foul. Now Carolina had 2 fouls to give.
And I think it was the extra hit after the initial one. Destiny Adams did a good job initially of poking the ball away, but after Brown went for it is when she committed the foul, a little tic-tac foul.
Shot clock went back to 20. Taylor, nice move off the dribble. Pull up, rims out, put back up and in. It's Coruscant, her first points of the game.
We've seen quite a few shots rim in and out for Taylor. Frustration there, but nice to have Taya Coruscant there to clean it up.
McPherson to the corner. Todd Williams, huge shot. Ties it at 38.
Kennedy Todd Williams shoots the 3 ball just at 32% for the Tar Heels, their best three-point shooter. And boy, oh boy, does she knock that one down. Timely three-point shot to tie it up.
Loose ball. Carolina's got it. And a foul will give Kennedy Todd Williams a chance to take the lead at the line.
And the nice pass, McPherson crosses over, finds Todd Williams after she draws in the defender. And Coruscant is a step too late on the recovery. She comes to help, and right there, too much space. Todd Williams inks it, nothing but net.
We were tied, headed to the 4th. Tied with 1:59 to go. Carolina back in front. Clutch hoops from the junior from Jacksonville, North Carolina. 2-point lead.
Todd Williams, the only Tar Heel to start every game this season for UNC.
They still got 7 minutes left at Louisville. We're down to the final buck 47 here. A lot to still sort out in the ACC race. In and out for Coruscant. And a rebound for Adams.
Huge rebound by Destiny Adams. Didn't allow a second chance opportunity. Was amongst some white jerseys down there, but pulled that one in.
Courtney Banghart calls the play. Carolina by 2 with the ball. Kelly on the drive, all the way, and the foul.
Boy, oh boy, Evan. Carolina is sure looking like they want this game a lot more than the Blue Devils down the stretch. They're just putting their head down. Kelly attacking the taller defender and leading with that left hand so it's out of reach of the block shot and just getting the and one for Carolina.
It's the largest lead of the day for UNC. Makes it a 5-point game with 1:16 left.
7-0 run, 8-0 run for Carolina over the last minute and 7 seconds. They're really digging in, trying to finish this one out.
Remember, it was 36-29 after a couple of minutes here in this 4th quarter. Jay Wilson with a huge response. Back to a 3-point game. Minute to play here at Cameron Indoor. Twelve to shoot. Deja Kelly with a left hand again. This time an offensive foul called on the Tar Heel star. And it's her 4th.
Reagan Richardson just did a nice job of anticipating the drive. She hung out in the back right until it was time for Kelly to penetrate, then got her feet right outside the circle, did a nice job getting set, and she was there.
Wow, but her left foot was on that white line, I thought, looking at it there. And the officials are going to the monitor here.
As they should. Under a minute. Got to make sure you get it right.
Well, this is certainly a huge call. The difference between Duke getting the ball back down by 3 or Kelly going to the free throw line for a pair.
But either way, nice job by Richardson anticipating that pass. Attempting to get there in time. We'll see if she was successful in the call. But she just sprints out there for help side defense to help out Dave Wilson.
That's as close as it gets. When's the contact? Oh my. I don't think you could change the call after seeing how close that was.
It's not enough to reverse, in my opinion.
They are going to stick with the call on the floor. Duke takes a timeout. 45 seconds left. Take a deep breath, everybody. And let's go back to our CPI security protecting the paint. This play by Celeste Taylor, incredible. Nearly took the charge, then got back up for the two-handed stuff.
This is one of the turning points, in my opinion, of this game. Celeste Taylor just did a nice job sacrificing her body. And when it didn't work out, she didn't quit. She got back up and literally tried again and got the clean block. It was a heck of a play by Celeste Taylor.
In Louisville right now, Notre Dame just took its first lead since the first half, 54-53, Irish with 5 minutes to play. If the scores were to stay as they currently are, Notre Dame would surge into an ACC title by themselves. But Duke has 45 seconds to work with, down by 3. Blue Devils 4 of 16 from beyond the arc in the game. A lot of contact between Day Wilson and McPherson. Also Adams tied up with Brown. 2 free throws coming up here for Kennedy Brown.
When defending and not trying to allow someone to get a pass to you, gotta be smart, right? So as that 5 seconds is starting to click down, you intensify your defense. But you got to remember that we're in the last few seconds and the clock is stopping. This is something that can happen. You can allow Duke to bite back into that lead, so you don't want to foul. Defend without fouling is the key.
Big time free throws for the junior. Transfer from Oregon State, missed the second. Timeout, Carolina. 36.9 on the clock. And the Tar Heels have the ball and a 2-point lead.
Big time miss. Brown went 1, 2.
First free throw miss to the game for the Duke Blue Devils.
It's a 2-point game. We've got 36 seconds. Imagine where this game could go and how big that free throw is. The game always comes down to free throws. But there's a lot of plays that led up to that moment. It's not just about the free throws, but Duke sure could have used that one late in this game.
And look, regardless of what happens in Louisville and here, everybody's 0-0 heading into Greensboro. Tabitha, you were courtside at Carmichael on Thursday night, and as you saw Kitley hit the shot and digested it over the last few days, I mean, what did you expect? Because that was a gut punch for Carolina for sure, even though they played a really quality game against a great Virginia Tech team.
Yeah, they played a heck of a game, and it wasn't a game that you hang your head on. You fought to the very end. You came up 2 points too short. You just didn't have enough, and then you got 2 of your players, your best players, your starters back that game, who had missed 5 and 8 games respectively.
7-second differential game and shot clock. Duke still has 2 timeouts left to potentially advance the ball. Carolina with a bucket could make it a 2-possession game. 10 to shoot for Deja Kelly. 1-on-1 versus Cheyenne Day Wilson. Touch foul. Kelly will shoot 2. 2 hands extended out.
And Day Wilson is saying that Kelly flopped her head back, and I think they both might have a point. Day Wilson did put the hands out for the ticky-tack foul, and yes, Deja Kelly did sell it, but what happened first? The hands came out.
Something to keep in mind. If Duke's able to tie it up, we do go to overtime. 3 Duke starters with 4 fouls apiece. Day Wilson, Brown, and Richardson. Big bucket at the line for Kelly. This one is gargantuan.
This can make this a 2-possession game if Kelly knocks this free throw down.
Carolina by 4. 13 seconds to go. Timeout, Duke.
And it's almost like Carolina, and I'll take the almost word out of it. Carolina wanted that win, that game on Thursday when they lost to Virginia Tech, and now they're carrying over that emotion to this game, and they've got 13 seconds to take down the top team in the ACC who are undefeated on this court.
This was Thursday, a defensive breakdown in the final seconds. Crowd papa Ralph Kittling celebrating an incredible night for the queen of Virginia Tech women's basketball. She became the all-time leading scorer in the second half before knocking down the game-winning shot, a game that she will undoubtedly remember for the rest of her life.
And that's a game where, we keep mentioning it. Usby was back, Hodgson was back. I will take nothing away from Virginia Tech. They're an excellent team, but I would like to see that game with Usby and Hodgson at 100%.
Saw the score, Fighting Irish by 5 with 3 minutes to go. Duke needs 2 baskets, and they need them quickly. Lost the handle on the way up. Richardson gets it back, missed it, down to 5 seconds. Richardson tries to tie her up. McPherson runs away, and the Tar Heels win in Cameron again. North Carolina beats Duke at their own game, holding the Blue Devils to 41.
All that pent-up emotion from Thursday night, they let it out on this court. They came in from start to finish and were ready to play. It wasn't pretty. The offensive chemistry didn't start clicking until late in the second half, but boy, oh boy, did the Tar Heels find a way to pull this one out on Duke's home court.
What a win for North Carolina. After the heartbreaker on Thursday night. And now, if Miami finishes off Virginia and Notre Dame finishes off Louisville, then all of a sudden you got North Carolina in the 7 seed and Duke perhaps in the 2 seed. And all of a sudden you got a quarterfinal rematch between these two blue blood rivals on Friday in Greensboro.
I've got a feeling they're going to see each other again like they did last year. It was overtime game then. I've got a feeling they'll see each other again in the ACC tournament this year. It's too good of a matchup not to.
Plenty of Carolina blue here at Cameron. And look, they're still playing at the Yum Center. If Louisville comes back, Duke could still share the ACC regular season title, but for the second year in a row, North Carolina sweeps Duke. It's the first time that's happened since 05-06. Carolina sweep Duke consecutive years.
You got to remember, Evan, this is a team that was up and down all season. They had an 8-game win streak followed by some losses where they were win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. Got a few injuries in there, but were able to get Hodgson and Usby back last game, which was crucial. And that's a big reason why they were able to take Duke down on their home floor here today.
Something about this rivalry. The first team to beat a Duke basketball program, the men or the women here at Cameron, since Hubert Davis's men shocked the Blue Devils in Coach K's finale on Coach K court last March. Disappointment for Duke, and now they need to do what Carolina did on Thursday. Firstly, they need to celebrate their senior class after a heartbreaking home loss.
Yeah, that's tough.
And then they need to turn the page and focus on what's ahead with a big-time quarterfinal in Greensboro looming on Friday.
We still have plenty of games left today to see how the tournament shapes up. But you're right, Evan, they've got to have a very quick memory and let it go after today. 0-0 going to the ACC tournament starting on Wednesday.
Got to be an incredible feeling for those Carolina fans to come into enemy territory and walk out with pure happiness. Incredible satisfaction for UNC fans after a 45-41 win here at Cameron over 11th ranked Duke. We'll take a quick timeout and then come back to wrap it up North Carolina knocks off Duke in the regular season finale here at Cameron. What a game.
It's bow time.
What's that?
The Bojangler from Bojangles.
The same bold flavor as their chicken?
The same.
And fries?
The same.
To defeat Duke 45-41. Here's how they did it. That was a gigantic three for Kennedy Todd Williams. And then Deja Kelly with some calm, cool, collected offense down the stretch for UNC.
And to me, that's how Williams bucketed was the turning point offensively. For when UNC started to get some offensive chemistry, they got the memo after that and just started going into the rim. They penetrated well, they defended well. And right there, Duke just couldn't get any offense going. Duke was stagnant down the stretch, and McPherson just ran off in celebration because she knew that they had taken down Duke and swept the season rivalry on Duke's home court.
An incredible contrast of emotions from the buzzer beater on Thursday to 2.5 days later, winning on the road, holding Duke to the 4th fewest point total the Blue Devils have ever had.
And they did it in a nice fashion. 16-5 run was the reason why they were able to get the lead and win this one, because look at that. They had less offensive rebounds. They had less second chance points. They had less rebounds overall. This is a game that on paper Duke should have won, but UNC had more fight.
The first team to defeat Duke at Cameron this year is North Carolina. They win at 45-41. We wish our friends and colleagues at the ACC Network all the best as they pick up ACC tournament coverage starting on Wednesday in Greensboro. A great privilege to be a part of this rivalry. Thanks for being with us. For Tabitha Turner and our entire crew, Evan Lepler saying good afternoon. Carolina wins it. Duke